Welcome to the Bass Pro Shops Cup Series, Season 4, Round 11 at Nashville. Starting on the pole today is Matthew McMurray, and alongside him is Jacob Lawler. Starting third today, Chris Summers. Fourth, Zach Buchanan. Fifth, Michael Harvey. Sixth, Kyle Smith. Seventh, Gino Harvey. Eighth, Kurt Kozlowski. Ninth, Jacob Cook. And rounding out your top 10, Andrew Waltrip. And now here's the rest of the lineup. 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st, 32nd, 33rd, 34th, 35th, 36th, 37th, 38th, 39th, 40th, 41st, 42nd, and last place is Julie Stewart. Alright, the car's engines have been fired and we roll off at Nashville under the lights. Matthew McMurray. I don't think he's ever won a race. I know he almost won the championship last season, but I don't think he won a race. So Matthew could win this race today. It'd be his first win. Even though he starts deep in the field, my pick to win this race today is Garrett Jones. He was fastest in practice. As the green flag waves, Matthew McMurray leads him down. Now, a lot of drivers are wrecking in practice too, so I expect us to have a pretty small field by the end of this race. Out of turn 2 for the first time, Matthew McMurray leads. Here comes Chris Summers into second. Gino Harvey pushing Michael Harvey. So they're pushing the issue here, almost making it through. I know Buchanan's leaning on Lawler. But they all make it in further back. Garrett Jones gets turned. The favorite to win the race has been wrecked. And further back, Phil Jones' car is definitely destroyed. And oh, further up there's trouble. Who's wrecked up here now? Oh, Zach Buchanan. Somebody's over on their lid. Who could that be? It was a black car. Oh, can't find him there. Oh, that was Jacob Cook. Matthew McMurray won the race back to the line. Boy, what happened here to Garrett Jones? Well, coming into the race, our prediction to win it was Garrett Jones. After being fastest in both practices, they went 4 wide. And actually, we should probably have cameras here on Phil Jones. Phil gets clipped by Henley. Phil gets clipped by Jack Richards up into Henley, and then nowhere for Garrett Jones to go. Garrett spun and just barely clipped the outside wall. Or actually, that back end made some pretty bad damage. And then Seth Cole slams into Phil, trying to avoid the carnage. But look at Zach Buchanan here. We're just too late. Let's see what happened. Here's what happened. Jacob Cook comes up into Buchanan, and then further back, James and Lawler got turned by Kyle Smith. Kyle got hit there by John Dawson, but around they all go off in turn 1. Jacob Cook went over on his lid. Kurt Kozlowski piled into this. Kurt has had a struggling season for the 2nd straight year, and this definitely isn't going to help him if he wants to get a decent finish in points. And whoa, Dion Petty just snuck through there. He might have got some slight damage, but for the most part, he avoided that crash. So, that is the carnage back in turn 1, 2. Okay. Matthew McMurray won it back to the line. Let's get back to the green. Alright, we got 2 more corners to the green flag. Restarting on point. Matthew McMurray, 2nd. Michael Harvey. 3rd, Chris Summers. 4th, Gino Harvey. 5th, Kurt Kozlowski. 6th, Mitch Speed. 7th, Dion Petty. 8th, Danny Wells. 9th, Stephen Dillon. Rounding out your top 10, Connor Breton. Kurt Kozlowski was involved in that crash, but you got to remember that that was after the caution flag had already waved and they raced back. So, he gets his spot back in the 5th position. Garrett Jones will be the last car to restart, and the green flag waves. We're racing again with Matthew McMurray getting a great jump on the restart. Got 37 cars left. Phil Jones still deep in the field after getting involved in that crash. And Jack Richards, that was close. And Courtney Simpson goes way down low, almost up into John Dillon. Alright, that could have gotten bad. And oh, Phil, I believe, got turned further back again. Oh, over on his lid. Oh, wow, look at that. Christian James driving away. I don't know if he was the culprit of that crash, but he definitely was involved. Whoa, Chris Summers, 3 wide for the lead. Racing back to the line. Matthew McMurray clips him, but it's going to cost Matthew. Drag race. Chris Summers wins it back to the line. What happened to Phil Jones? Alright, here's what happened. Garrett Jones got a big run on Phil, and I don't know if he ever made contact, but Phil slid up into James, and over goes Phil on his lid. Just go sliding down the front stretch on his roof. 2 Richard Childress cars were involved in this crash, and he slams the outside wall. He pretty much slid on his roof for almost the entire straightaway, so that is what happened to bring out the second caution of the day on lap 8. And let's go back up to the leader. Chris Summers is going to lead him back down. Let's go back to the green. And look at this. Pit stops are happening, but what is Michael Harvey doing? He has pulled ahead of Chris Summers under caution. And there's Gino Harvey up on the track. He's not going to pit. Alright, Chris Summers, Kurt Kozlowski. I'm just confused here. Why is Michael Harvey ahead of these guys? He just drove right by him on the backstretch. And I'm not sure if that's going to result in a penalty or not, but 2 drivers on the track. Oh, wow, a lot of drivers on the track stayed out. There's James, John Worry, Joseph Brent, Phil Jones, he's out of there. So Breeden, Wells, Mitch Speed, Kurt Kozlowski, Michael Harvey is off. Matthew McMurray is in. Chris Summers is off, but never mind. Chris Summers was able to beat Kurt off, but I'm just confused as to why Michael Harvey pulled ahead of him, but let's get back to the green. Alright, we're going to go back green in a matter of seconds. Restarting at point, Gino Harvey, then Dion Petty, Stephen Dillon, Jack Richards, Sean Galligan, Charles Jackson, Greg Jones, Lewis Gordon, Ziggy Bain, and Alex Filter rounds out the top 10. Green flag back in the air, Gino Harvey. A pretty good restart. Further back, they're already fanning out. Ziggy Bain restarted 9th. That's the pass for 8th position on Lewis Gordon. Gino Harvey scooting away right now, but Stephen Dillon has got himself into 2nd. Let's make sure these guys back here aren't going too hard. Carter Kozlowski almost got into Dylan Young. So we're going to stay green this time around. The 3-car battle heating up here, or 3-wide battle, I should say. And whoa, Schwartz getting a little bit of, or Simpson side drafting off of Schwartz. And uh-oh, Ziggy Bain. Season 2's winner at this racetrack. This pack of cars right here is getting me a little bit nervous. Really going hard right now. And I'm honestly surprised that these guys haven't wrecked yet. And now Ziggy Bain shoots the middle and he turns Charles Jackson. And across the track Charles goes and there's a wreck further back. CJ's involved. Look out. Back on, oh, big pile up. Charles slid back in front of the pack and caused about a 15-car pile up in turns 3 and 4. Oh, wow. That's insane. Gino Harvey wins it back to the line. What happened to bring out this huge wreck? Right there, Ziggy Bain gets into the middle of Alex Dawson and Charles Jackson. They go around. Then CJ gets turned. Galligan gets turned. They all slide up back in front of the pack. But look at Charles Jackson. So everybody sees Galligan, Filter, CJ spinning around. Then Charles comes back up just at the worst possible time when everybody else is coming up. Gets T-boned by Andrew Waltrip and all these guys come piling in. Just nowhere to go. Here, let's pause it. So, we got Garrett Jones. You can hardly see his car there, but that's Garrett Jones. Timmy Pacioli. Michael Harvey, Alex Filter, Joseph Bryant, Mitch Speed, Matthew McMurray, John Dawson, Kurt Kozlowski, Evan Earnhardt, Seth Cole, Andrew Waltrip, Charles Jackson. That is 13 cars sitting in that big pile up. But there were more cars involved. John Worry, yeah, we got about 16, 17 cars involved in this huge crash. And I don't know how many cars are going to be left in this race as they went 3 wide here. I think they made it right. Whoa, Simpson. Yeah, Simpson bounced off of Stephen Dillon's door, but didn't wreck. So there's Galligan. He's done for the day. All these guys come in. All right, Gino Harvey's going to lead him back down again. Let's go back to the restart. And now these guys are coming down into the pits. There's the view right there. Carter Kozlowski, Justin Perry, Mitch Speed, Matthew McMurray, Garrett Jones, and Splash and Dash, it looks like. Whoops. There we go. And is Gino pulling into the pit? Yeah, I thought he was already off. You see the guys way back there. There's Harvey, he's off. He's easily going to win this race off pit road. Drag race. John Dillon, Greg Jones, John edges out Greg Jones there. Speaking of Jones, Garrett Jones was involved in that crash. We saw him pulling onto pit road. Was that to retire, or was he going to take a pit stop? I think he's done for the day, isn't he? Yeah, I think he's done for the day. I believe pretty much everybody involved in that crash is done. There's Galligan. He's still coming back around. John Dawson still cycling back around. He's into the pit now. So Courtney Simpson's going to lead him down. Let's get back to the green. As you see the pace car pulling off of turn number 2, we will go back green this time, leading them back down. Courtney Simpson, then Andrew Schwartz, Dylan Young, Chris Summers, Connor Breton, your top 5, Gino Harvey, John Dillon, Greg Jones, Jack Richards, and Ziggy Bain. I always get Greg and Garrett mixed up because I just see G. Jones. How many cars are left in this race, actually? Yeah, 21. Not many left. Few drivers involved in that crash are still okay, but a very small amount. Geez, these pace laps take about 3 times as long as green flag laps. I just noticed that. Here we go, off of turn number 4. Courtney Simpson, Andrew Schwartz, 2 drivers that dominated last season's Daytona 500, came short, green flag waves. They probably, one of the 2 probably would have won, but Jake Baskinger wrecked them. Oh, Dylan Young. He tried to get a run on the leader there, Courtney Simpson, but wasn't able to do it. These guys really seem to not be able to handle these restarts, and we're just making sure that these guys are handling it at least somewhat well. And whoa, Schwartz and Dylan Young almost wrecked there, as now we're 3 wide further back. Jack Richards almost got turned by Bain. Remember, Ziggy Bain caused a wreck earlier today by shooting the gap. Turned Charles Jackson. So now Jack Richards came close to getting spun by Chris Summers. Actually, basically would have wrecked himself if he would have got wrecked in that situation. So we saw, oh, geez. Lewis Gordon, there they go, trouble. Alex Dawson gets turned, and nowhere for Julie Stewart to go. Julie actually kept it together pretty well. Carter Kozlowski just got by it. Single car spin, but there's a caution for it. Alright, what happened to Alex Dawson? Alright, right here, Carter Kozlowski, Dion Petty were leaning on each other for the wreck. They were able to make it. Look at these guys, Alex Dawson and Lewis Gordon leaning on each other. They weren't able to make it so well. Alex slides up into the wall, and around he goes. And look at Julie Stewart and Carter Kozlowski. Carter just sneaks around on the other side. Julie checks up and just sneaks around him on the inside. We got to get some onboards here. Riding on board here with Carter Kozlowski, just barely missed this wreck. That's about as close as you can get without getting involved in it. Alright, we don't know if Julie Stewart got any damage in this or not, but here we go into turn 3. Watch these guys up here, that yellow car up there, the Kodak, and there they go, trouble. No, she did not sustain any damage. Julie Stewart got through it. Let's get back to the green. Or pit stops, I'm not sure. pace car rolling into turn 3. We're going to go green this time around. Leading them back down will be Courtney Simpson, Connor Breton, Gino Harvey, Dylan Young, Jack Richards, your top 5, Ziggy Bain, Greg Jones, Chris Summers, Austin Anderson, and Steven Dillon. 21 cars left in this race, as we will go back green with just 9 laps to go. Yep, 9 laps. Okay. Here we go. Courtney Simpson, hoping to bring home her first win in 64 starts. Green flag waves. Actually, sorry, 62 starts since she last won a race. Connor Breton trying to get around her on the inside. There he goes, Connor Breton to the inside of Courtney Simpson for the lead. Simpson isn't able to slam the door on him. To the inside, Connor Breton trying to get around Courtney Simpson off of turn 4. This time by 8 laps to go. It's now Courtney way up the track, as there's a 3-wide battle right behind her. As long as she doesn't get caught up in that 3-wide battle, which I think she might have to get involved in. Uh-oh. I think we're pretty much good to go from here on out, unless, look out, and then Greg gets clipped and around he goes. Greg Jones, Gino Harvey spinning down the front stretch, and the caution will wave again. Greg Jones, Gino Harvey leaned on each other, spun themselves around. Wait, the pace car, okay, yeah, pace car lights are on, so. Oh, I thought that somebody else wrecked there under caution. Some people are slowing down, but these guys still up to full speed. Don't know why, but here we go. Come back to the line. Connor Breton wins it back. What happened to Gino Harvey and Greg Jones? Well, this might look bad for Greg Jones and Gino Harvey, but Greg Jones, it's far from over for him. So he gets spun near him and Harvey. Harvey was trying to get through it, but then he was pushing Greg, and it pushed that car around. But then Greg Jones in the Crown Royal purple car. That's Gino in the 42 red and black car. Okay, watch Greg Jones. So he gets back up to speed. Or right now he's getting back up to speed. And look at when he gets onto the backstretch here. He's rolling through turns 1 and 2. But watch when we get onto the front stretch or backstretch. Greg Jones getting up to speed, trying to race back to the line to stay in front of Harvey, comes flying down into turns 3 and 4, slams into Alex Dawson and down into Evan Earnhardt. Now, I don't know what he was attempting there, but he completely ran him over. Alex Dawson, Evan Earnhardt, Schwartz got some very slight damage. I don't think it's even going to be enough to put him out of the race, but that took Greg out of the race, so Connor Breton's going to lead him back down with probably a green-white checker or something. So here we go, going to go back green. We will restart with a green-white checkered, leading him back down. Connor Breton, second. Dylan Young, third. Austin Anderson, fourth. Ziggy Bain, running our top 5. Courtney Simpson. Then Chris Summers, Justin Perry, Jack Richards, Steven Dillon, Julie Stewart rounds out your top 10. Oh boy, a green-white checkered. We have had a 1-lap dash to the finish here in the past, I believe. And I remember Ziggy Bain came out on top. He's going to restart 4th at one of his best tracks. He's very fast in practice. He was 2nd and 4th quickest in those practices. Here we go. Connor Breton in the number 9. Trying to get his first career win as the green flag waves. 2 laps to go at Nashville. Dylan Young, I'm telling you, timed that restart. Right on the rear bumper of Connor Breton. Austin Anderson looks inside. Dylan slams the block on him. Down the back stretch. A lap and a half to go. Dylan Young, there he goes. He looks inside. Into turn 3. Dylan Young looks slow, tries to get the win. And we're going to race to the line at the checkered flag. White flag. Dylan Young has the lead. Ziggy Bain trying to go 2 for 2 at Nashville. Here he comes. Dylan Young, Ziggy Bain drag racing down the backstretch. Bain is coming. Here comes Austin Anderson. Anderson has come out of thin air, and he's trying to get inside Ziggy Bain. Off of turn 4. Austin Anderson has a big run. Ziggy Bain is going to hold him off and win it at Nashville. Second win at Nashville, 4th of his career. Bain is going to go to victory lane. I think that's his 4th win of his career. It might be his 5th. Oh, well, here's the results. I guess that kind of caught us unexpected. All right, Ziggy Bain wins the race today. Austin Anderson, Dylan Young, Chris Summers, Justin Perry, your top 5. Then Connor Breeden, Stephen Dillon, Courtney Simpson, Julie Stewart, and Jack Richard rounds out your top 10. Carter Kozlowski, Lewis Gordon, Dion Petty, John Dillon, Gino Harvey, your top 15. Andrew Schwartz, Alex Filter, Mitch Speed are the cars that finished the race. Galligan ends up 28th with an ignition issue. John Dawson had a valve. A header put Alex Dawson out of the race. Jacob Cook ends up last. Henley deep in the field. Kyle Smith. Phil Jones. Some of those drivers that really did not need these really bad runs today. And that's really going to hurt him in the standings. So Ziggy Bain, after going for the championship last year, came just a bit short. He's going to, well, coming into this race, he was pretty deep in the points, but I think he's probably going to be able to pick up a good 4 or 5 positions here in the standings. So Bain's going to go to victory lane. Here's the celebration screen.